It's not mission impossible, but hopefully we can turn this thing around by educating enough people and get through their normalcy bias. The Commander-in-Chief Forum starts tonight, 7 o'clock Central. We're going to be carrying it live and giving minute-to-minute analysis of Hillary's BS. You know they're trying to hit Trump where they think he's strongest and weakest. That is, he's very popular with the military, but they want to claim because he's an outsider, he doesn't know how to run the military, when Hillary runs all these failed states and is the creator of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. I'll tell you, the biggest thing I like about Trump is he's advised by General Flynn, who I know is a patriot. I'll just stop right there and help lead the military in not following Obama's orders to aid Al-Qaeda and ISIS. You heard Cy Hirsch come on, 6 months ago and say InfoWars broke all that. I'm not bragging. I mean, we don't play games, folks. We have the real sources, the CIA whistleblowers, you name it. They go, well, why do they arrest other whistleblowers and not you? Because I'm too big a target, folks. They're not going to be able to get away with saying I'm a Russian agent like they do with Assange, okay? So everybody knows that that is a pig that won't fly. They may try something else, but we are living in incredible times, to say the least. So 7 o'clock Central tonight, live coverage during it and then live analysis after. But notice Hillary can't even go in there but for 30 minutes and then have Matt Lauer, who works with her global initiative, ask the questions. So I would look for some dirty tricks, some really archaic stuff that nobody could really answer, like how many angels dance on the head of a pin, and then have Lauer go, answer the question, and try to stump Trump. And he should say, I don't know, ask Hillary, it's in her emails. He's got to do something like that. And we've got him for 5 more minutes the next hour, only 4 minutes left in this segment. And, of course, his website is pretty much the biggest survival blog out there, survivalblog.com. James Wesley Rawls. I want to spend a little bit of time in the next segment on your books, your latest novel. But first, just briefly, what other big issues are on your radar screen dealing with collapse? Because we're not fear-mongering when we say, look at Venezuela or look at all these other countries where it's already, the dogs and cats have disappeared for months off the streets. Now they're eating people. Now they're eating zoo animals. I mean, I don't think people understand how serious this is, A, and then B, why are we seeing global meltdown and societal collapse all over the planet, sir?
Well, I think Venezuela is a very good example of what can happen with a command-driven economy. And if Hillary Clinton gets into office, I think that's what she wants to try to create in this nation, is a command-driven economy. It's straight out of the socialist playbook. The threats that we face in terms of the economy are huge. We have a banking system and a stock market that are basically teetering on collapse. The bankers have taken the desperation move of going to negative interest rates. It's basically the last arrow left in their quiver. And they're basically forestalling a collapse at this point. I think they're trying to drag things on at least past the election in their hopes of getting Hillary Clinton into office. And at that point, they'll probably let things fall apart because they, under the Hegelian dialectic, can use that collapse as the excuse for creating a bigger government, a total government.
That's right.
That's the end game economically.
But nationalism is rising with the Brexit and what's happening here. That's really what they weren't counting on.
Yes, and in fact, that's the encouraging thing, is to see that there's some common sense out there. I was really glad to see the majority of Britons vote in favor of exiting the EU. And we have a hope of getting out of some of the multinational trade agreements that we've been locked into for so many years that have basically gutted our economy. They've gutted our manufacturing base and turned America into a banking and service economy, which it really never
Which allows the globalists to control us. Again, they don't want anybody to be self-sufficient. Right. We'll be back in 70 seconds with 5 more minutes, then a raft of big guests and breaking news. Please tell everybody you know to tune in, folks. This is history. We got to stop this. We got to stop it. We can do it. We got to hit our knees, too. I've gone from spending all my time trying to stop the New World Order to now that when this show's the biggest it's ever been, growing exponentially, it's more than 30 million people a week that tune in one way or another. And that's very conservative, by the way, folks. It's actually frightening how many listen. And what's scary is I've gotten to the point where I want to just drop everything and go get ready with my family. And I'm not saying that for effect. I mean, I really am just totally honest with you. Everybody knows I'm sincere. It's all I got is my sincerity, as obnoxious as it is sometimes. And talking to James Wesley Rawls, who I was reading his books, I mean, I don't know, 18, 19 years ago. And just thinking, that is a worst case scenario. And now a lot of the scenarios in his earlier novels are like good scenarios. We have a big UN takeover. We're physically fighting them. That's a hell of a lot better than a nuclear war. James, in closing, talk about your novels. Talk about if we're unable to turn things around, where we're going. Because, I mean, I think that's really a testament here with the persecution of Christians you've written about, and the rest of it is, I'm not looking for trouble, but defensively, I'm going to stand up for my family.
Well, I think, and that certainly is, you're right. It's everyone's right, and we need to recognize that the way our nation was structured under the Constitution, that check of the Second Amendment is kind of the last resort, but it's the last means we have for reinstituting constitutional government. And I think as we see a collapse, as I described in my novels, we may see a opportunity to reinstitute constitutional government only through asserting our Second Amendment rights and exercising those rights. It may come down to that. So please, folks, don't give up your guns no matter what happens. And stock up, team up, and train up. It's what I describe in my novels. I've completed my Patriots novel series, that 5-novel series, and I'm now embarking on a new series. It's called the Counter-Caliphate Chronicles. It's also set in the near future, and it describes a world that's under the domination of a global caliphate and the establishment of Christian homeland nations to counter that. And again, I use my novels as a teaching tool to try to describe what people should be looking for, countermeasures that they should be taking to counter the many threats that are out there. My novels are essentially survival manuals dressed as fiction, I guess is the best way to describe them. And folks, even for those who don't have the opportunity to pick up any of my novels, please at least go to my website, check out survivalblog.com. All the content that's there is free of charge. It's fully searchable, and the archives now go back 10 years. There's tens of thousands of articles.
And let me just throw this in, sir. Why is it, because you've been a New York Times bestseller, why is it people will read something of this fiction and it's really a manual? Because I realized that years later reading your stuff, like, this guy's really warning us and getting us ready for, this is how to resist militarily, but not calling it that at a guerrilla level. Why do people like fiction versus, the real deal?
Yeah, a lot of people won't sit down and read a 300-page survival manual. But if you have a real page-turning novel, people will sit down and read that. And with novels of my sort, and I'm not the only one in the genre now. It's now become a very crowded genre.
But you pretty much started the genre.
Yeah, I think so. But what I try to do is try to squeeze a lot of practical, tactical tips into a fictional storyline, so people end up reading the novel twice. The first time through for entertainment, and the second time...
That's right. Well, come back sooner. You're a hard guy to get on. Come back on soon. You're a hard guy to get on. James Wesley Rawls, thank you so much, sir.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, and I pray for you and all your listeners, Alex.
You too, sir. God bless. Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction. easy assembly, low maintenance, replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253. It's not mission impossible, but hopefully we can turn this thing around. I know they're trying to hit Trump where they think he's strongest and weakest. That is, he's very popular with the military, but they want to claim because he's an outsider, he doesn't know how to run the military when Hillary runs all these failed states and is the creator of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. I'll tell you, the biggest educating enough people and get through their normalcy bias. The Commander-in-Chief Forum starts tonight, 7 o'clock Central. We're going to be carrying it live and giving minute-to-minute analysis of Hillary's BS. Thing I like about Trump is he's advised by General Flynn, who I know is a patriot. I'll just stop right there and help lead the military in not following Obama's orders to aid Al-Qaeda and ISIS. You heard Cy Hirsch come on, 6 months ago and say InfoWars broke all that.